Good morning and welcome to Monday Morning Messages. Certainly trust that everyone had a restful and peaceful spring break. I know some of you guys posted on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Your pictures at the beach and with family and loved ones, and certainly that is a time to kind of replenish yourself and kind of get yourself ready for the fourth quarter, for the final stretch, if you will. Certainly looking forward to the month of April and also May. We want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and looking at our RTI, looking at making sure that we're documenting what we're doing in an effort to help our students. Certainly, the ideal is that we do as much as we possibly can to provide these interventions before we get to the 9 weeks or the end of the 9 weeks into the semester, and then we have a student that's in jeopardy of failing. So certainly what we want to do is make sure that we're getting with Ms. Gallimore and looking at what academic pieces are in place and what you're doing in terms of strategies and interventions that's being documented, so we can again make sure that we don't get to the finish line and turn back and look and see that a lot of our students or some of our students have not made it. Looking at iNow, we still have teachers that are not putting in grades. Folks, we have to make sure that we have an accurate assessment of what our students are doing in your classes, and so therefore that's documented obviously through Gradebook and iNow. So you have to make sure that that is current, so we could look and make sure that our students are progressing in the manner that they need to, because looking at in the Gradebook and iNow, I see that some of us haven't put grades in, and we're not talking spring break, in a couple of weeks. Folks, we have to make sure that this is done and done in the manner that it needs to be done in. And certainly we look at certain classes and students are with D's and F's failing at a very high rate. And so therefore we need to really kind of revisit what we're doing in respect to instructional practices and that sort of thing. Obviously with ACT Work Keys, the ACT and Scantron Performance Series in the rearview mirror now, we really can start focusing on what we're planning to finish again this year, but more importantly, what we're doing moving forward for next year. That being said, I'm meeting with the SILT team. If you're a member of the SILT team, this Wednesday, April 4th, you will be meeting in my office, and we're going to be looking at the findings of the instructional plan, the intensive instructional plan that Dr. Pouncey Gonsolin and Ms. Kelly Yeager came out and spoke on. And what we want to be able to do is address those areas of concern and opportunities to grow. And so therefore we will be sitting down, of course, as a SILT team, and trying to identify how we can grab as much of the low-hanging fruit as possible, but more importantly, what we can do moving forward in an effort to set the stage for this upcoming year, 2018, 2019, and obviously the professional developments that are going to be embedded in such. So looking forward to that meeting on Wednesday with the SILT team, and then also on the upcoming Monday, a week from today, on the 9th, certainly we want to have prep staff and be able to turn that information around to the teachers, so you'll know exactly how you fit in, and more importantly, what we are expecting and what we need of everyone to bring this thing together. Certainly in year 3 for me, I can look at the starting point and I can look at the benchmarks as we're moving forward, and there's certainly growth and there's certainly reason for optimism, but we want to continue that work. Certainly we do not want to be at a 69.4. I think when it's all said and done, we're inching and inching forward, and I would not be surprised at the end of the report card for next year that we will be a high C or maybe even a low B, but all that's contingent on finishing the year strong, making sure that our students are in fact CCRI certified, if you will, or credentialed. Certainly you must have read something on AL.com, and you see that per the grad rate and then the students who have received a college and career readiness indicator, there's about a 29% discrepancy, and certainly we do not want that here at Vincent Valley. Every student that walks across that stage, we want to make sure that they have in fact achieved the status of a CCRI. Of course, credentialed. And so to that end, we want to make sure that we're doing our part to identify those students who have not received an indicator or credentialed in one of the indicators, and make sure before they walk across that stage that we have satisfied just that. Certainly, as always, be very visible. Make sure you're coming out of your classrooms during transition. Certainly, we know the SAP is rising, and we know our students are finding some way, somehow, to be a little more lovey-dovey, if you know where I'm going. And so we want to make sure that we're, not only outside of our classrooms, but may not be a bad idea to stick your head in a restroom. May not be a bad idea to work on that cardio by going up and down the stairwells in an effort to make sure that our students are not loitering and just hanging out, that they're actually getting to and from. Again, these last 9 weeks, would not be surprised, certainly, if students wanted, like spring fever, to start to try to test the boundaries. And so we have to make sure that we stay consistent. And again, the old cell phone pacifier, cannot, will not, shall not. We need to make sure bell-to-bell instruction is still in place. And let's finish as strong as we started the school year. That being said, here at Pinson Valley High School, where I think you're going to know what I'm about to approach, is the achievement, respect, and success thing. And if we're certainly claiming it, then we have to show it. Faith without works, unfortunately, does not work. We're going to have to put the work in, folks. So having said that, if there's anything that I can do or any of the administrators can do in an effort to help you as we, again, finalize the school year, please make sure that you reach out to us and let us know. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.